Hi, my name is Nina. I'm Jamie.
And I'm CJ.
We're Group 6 and our group project is based upon Wole Soyinka's telephone conversation.
We chose this poem because we liked how Soyinka uses humor to deal with the serious issue of racism. We also thought his use of imagery would be interesting to portray visually in our digital story adaptation.
We also added an author biography to give a sense about the author's background, and we have interviews from people on what they think about our theme of racism. I hope you enjoy our video. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Yay!
The price seemed reasonable. Location, indifferent. The landlady swore she lived off-premises. Nothing remained but self-confession. Madam, I warned, I hate a wasted journey. I am African. Silence. Silenced transmission of pressurized good breeding. Voice, when it came. Lipstick-coated, long, gold-rolled cigarette holder pipped. Caught, I was, foully.
How dark?
I had not misheard.
Are you light or very dark?
Button B, button A, stench of rancid breath of public hide-and-speak. Red booth, red pillar box, red double-tiered omnibus squelching tar. It was real. Shamed by ill-mannered silence, surrender pushed dumbfoundment to beg simplification. Considerate she was, varying the emphasis.
Are you dark or very light?
Revelation came. You mean like plain or milk chocolate? Her assent was clinical, crushing in its light impersonality. Rapidly, wavelength adjusted. I chose. West African sepia, and as afterthought, down in my passport. Silence for spectroscopic flight of fancy, till truthfulness clanged her accent hard on the mouthpiece.
What's that?
Conceding.
Don't know what that is.
Like brunette.
That's dark, isn't it?
Not altogether. Facially I am brunette, but madam, you should see the rest of me. Palm of my hand, soles of my feet, are a peroxide blonde. Friction caused, foolishly, madam, by sitting down, has turned my bottom raven black. One moment, madam, sensing her receiver rearing on the thunderclap about my ears. Madam, I pleaded, wouldn't you rather see for yourself?
Wole Soyinka was born on July 13, 1934 at Abeokuta near Ibadan in western Nigeria. After university studies in 1954 at Government College in Ibadan, he continued at the University of Leeds, where later in 1973 he took his doctorate. During the 6 years spent in England, he was a dramaturgist at the Royal Court Theatre in London 1958 through 1959. In 1960, he was awarded a Rockefeller bursary and returned to Nigeria to study African drama. At the same time, he taught drama and literature at various universities in Ibadan, Lagos, and Ife, where since 1975 he has been professor of comparative literature. In 1960, he founded the theater group The 1960 Mass, and in 1964, the Arisen Theater Company, in which he has produced his own plays and taken part as an actor. During the Civil War in Nigeria, Soyinka appealed an article for ceasefire. For this, he was arrested in 1967, accused of conspiring with the Biafra rebels, and was held as a political prisoner for 22 months until 1969. Soyinka has published about 20 works, dramas, novels, and poetry. He writes in English, and his literary language is marked by great scope and richness of words.
How would I define racism? Racism, stereotype of ethnicity in a vile or vulgar manner. Have I ever been discriminated against? And if so, how did I feel? In high school and during the earlier days of elementary, I was discriminated as a so-called Tagalog against the Chamorros, the Chuukis, the Micronesians, and in some cases even some white people. But I would be proud of myself, of my race, and where I'm from, and know that we're cooler than you guys. How would I deal with racism? I wouldn't. I would think that everyone is equal in an equal manner, that everyone should be treated with respect. The end.
How would you define racism?
I would define racism as hatred against another person's physical features and culture.
Have you ever felt discriminated against? If so, how did you feel about it?
Yes, I have. Even if it was a joke, I still felt angry about it.
How would you deal with racism?
I'd shoot everyone who says bad things about Vietnamese people.
How would you define racism?
I would define racism as discrimination of a single or multiple race.
Have you ever felt discriminated against? If so, how did you feel about it?
No, I have not.
How would you deal with racism?
I would basically stand up for my rights.
How would you define racism?
People who tease different people's looks, ethnicity, culture, and how they live.
Have you ever felt discriminated against? If so, how did you feel about it?
A lot of people tease, but I don't care. No matter the amount they tease, it won't change how you look or how you live. We all have the same. We're the same people, but different ethnicity. It's all about looks and culture.
How would you deal with racism?
No. F the haters. I train. I train.